4-H, how are we doing today?
Come on, come on!
This poem reminds me of my first horse trade, The Horse Trade by Sonny Hancock. I traded for this horse one time. He wouldn't win no beauty prize. He was just a long, tall, stout blue roan. Not bad for weight nor size, and that trader guaranteed he'd show me lots of country and not need much rest nor feed. He said, "Well, this sure enough ain't no kid horse, but he'll pack you up the creek. He has been known to buck on occasions, and he has been known to kick. The fact of the matter is I wouldn't trade him to just anybody without feeling some remorse. But mister, if you're sure enough a cowpuncher, then this is your kind of horse." Well, I stepped up in the saddle the next morning and he started to buck and bawl. That trader might have not lied, but he dang sure hadn't told it all. And we sure tore up the country where he threw that equine in. I was running out of handholds by the time he decided to quit. And that just sort of set a pattern. Nothing ever seemed to change. Although I showed him lots of country, every corner of this range. And every time I'd ride him, he'd keep me sitting tight. I know I'd go for at least 3 bronc rides before he packed me home that night. And that would have been okay with most of the broncs I knowed. But this one had my number. I could just barely get him rode. And what seemed to scare me the most and kind of put a damper on my pride was he was learning how to buck fashion I was learning how to ride. Well, I packed up in the camp one night and it was getting pretty late. I saw a horse in the corral and a saddle by the gate. Well, I looked that gray horse over, and I sure did like what I seen. When a kid came around the barn, he must have been about 16. He said he had lamed that gray coming off the granite grade, and that if I had a horse, he would surely like to trade. Well, now in horse trading about anything is fair, so I traded that blue roan for that gray right then and there. But my conscience got to hurting when I thought of what I did. Trading a fly-blown dink like that on some little wet-nosed kid. So over breakfast the next morning I said, "Now, listen, lad. To tell you the truth, that trade you made last night, well, it was bad. That blue roan, he's a mean one. Meaner than you'll ever see. He'll stomp you, bite you, kick you, stampede. He's as sorry as can be. It is all I can do to ride him. And I will give it to you straight. I think you'd be mighty lucky just to get him out the gate." Now, there is some old horses out there in the saddle bunch. They ain't got much going for them, but I kinda got a hunch that they'll get you where you're going, if you don't crowd them none. But I really hate to see you ride that blue roan booger, son. He said, "I told you last night I'd make most any kind of trade. And I appreciate you telling me what a big mistake I made. But my daddy always told me, no matter how you feel, even if you take a whooping, a deal is still a deal. And you say this horse has lots of country, and he ain't too bad for speed. Well, mister, I'm kinda in a tight spot. That's exactly what I need." And I traded for him fair and square and danged his blue roan hide. When I pull out of here this morning, he's a horse I'm gonna ride. Well, I watched him since his saddle. He pulled his hat way down, stepped up in the ring like he's heading straight for town. Put both spurs in that horse's shoulders, got the blue roan hair to flying. Tipped back his head and squalled. He sounded like a mountain lion. Now, I've heard all your stories of the bucking horse ballet. I've heard of poetry in motion, but the ride I saw that day completely defies description, and I can still see it plain, like it happened in slow motion and was branded on my brain. He just sat there, all relaxed, like he's lying home in bed, And every jump that horse made, that kid was a half a jump ahead. When it was all said and done, I thought to myself, I could learn a few things still. I said, son, I plumb apologize. I misjudged your riding skills. He said, well, shucks, mister. That's okay. As he started on his way. But, mister, if you think this horse is bad, don't put your saddle on that grade. Thank you.